My treasured one, the wolves have been circling, the valley has been dark, and you have been walking through it wondering if anyone sees you, if anyone cares, if anyone is going to come for you. But your shepherd has never taken his eyes off you, not for a single moment. I have watched every step you have taken through that darkness. I have counted every tear that has fallen in that valley. And I am here to tell you that nothing will be lacking. Not one single thing. Not your daily bread. Not the resources you need to take the next step. Not the strength to keep going. Not the wisdom to make the right decision. Not the favor you need to open that door. Nothing will be lacking because I am your provider, and I do not fail. I need you to understand something that will change the way you see your situation right now. When I say nothing will be lacking, I am not speaking about some distant future when everything finally falls into place. I am speaking about right now, in this exact moment, in the middle of what you are facing. I am aware of your situation. I am aware of your need. I have been watching you carry this burden, and I have seen you try to figure out how you are going to make it work. I have seen you run the numbers in your head over and over again, trying to find a way to stretch what you have just a little bit further. I have seen you lie awake calculating and recalculating, wondering if there is something you missed, some solution you have not thought of yet. I have watched you carry the weight of provision on your shoulders, as if it all depends on you. And I am telling you right now that it does not. You were never meant to be your own provider. You were never designed to carry the full weight of your survival on your back. That is my role, not yours. And I have been trying to get your attention for so long, trying to remind you that I am the one who provides, not you. You work, yes. You sow, yes. You take action, yes. But the provision comes from me. The multiplication comes from me. The increase comes from me. The unexpected breakthrough comes from me. And I am telling you that I have already decreed over your life that nothing will be lacking, which means that even when it looks like there is not enough, even when the math does not add up, even when every logical calculation tells you that you are going to fall short, my provision will cover the gap. I know what you are thinking right now. You are looking at your bank account and wondering how my promise can possibly be true when the numbers are staring you in the face. You are looking at the bills that are due and the income that has not come in yet, and you are wondering how nothing will be lacking when it feels like everything is lacking. But you are measuring lack by what you can see, and I am measuring provision by what I have already released into the spiritual realm over your life. What you see in the natural is not the full picture. What you see right now is not the final answer. There are doors around you that you have not even noticed yet. There are opportunities that are about to present themselves. There are resources that are about to be released. There are windows in heaven that are about to open over your life. And when they do, you will realize that you were never as close to the edge as you thought you were. You have been living in survival mode for so long that you have forgotten what it feels like to breathe freely. You have been so focused on just making it through, on just keeping your head above water, on just surviving one more day, that you have lost sight of the fact that I created you to thrive. I did not design you to live in constant stress about money. I did not create you to spend your life worried about how you are going to pay for this or afford that. I did not call you into a life of perpetual financial pressure. That is not my plan for you. That is not my heart for you. That is not my will for you. My will for you is abundance, not arrogance, not greed, not materialism, but genuine abundance where your needs are met, your family is provided for, your future is secure, and you have enough left over to be a blessing to others. That is what I want for you. That is what I have always wanted for you. And the reason you have been stuck in this cycle of lack is not because I have been withholding from you. It is because the enemy has been blocking what I have already released. He has been putting obstacles in the path of your provision. He has been closing doors that I wanted to open. He has been creating delay after delay after delay, hoping that you would get so discouraged that you would stop believing, stop trusting, stop expecting anything good to happen. But what the enemy does not realize is that every delay he has caused has only been making the blessing bigger. Every closed door has only been redirecting you to a better door. Every obstacle he has put in your path has only been strengthening your faith for the breakthrough that is coming. Because I have been using everything he meant for evil and turning it into something good. I have been taking every attack, and transforming it into a testimony. I have been using every setback as a setup for a comeback that is going to blow your mind. I am going to ask you to do something that might feel impossible right now, but I need you to try. I need you to close your eyes and remember my word. Not the voice of fear that has been speaking to you. Not the voice of anxiety that has been keeping you awake. Not the voice of doubt that has been whispering that you are not going to make it. I need you to close your eyes and hear my voice. The voice that has been speaking life over you since before you were born. The voice that called you into existence. The voice that knows every single need you have before you even ask. When you close your eyes and remember my word, something happens inside of you. Your mind begins to settle. Your heart begins to calm. The panic that was rising in your chest begins to subside. And in that place of stillness, you will hear me speaking peace over your situation. You will feel my presence surrounding you, reminding you that you are not alone in this, that you have never been alone in this, that I have been with you every single step of the way. Peace and tranquility are not luxuries reserved for people whose lives are perfectly in order. Peace and tranquility are gifts I give to my children in the middle of the storm, in the middle of the uncertainty, in the middle of the situation that has not been resolved yet. You can have peace right now, not because your circumstances have changed, but because I am in your circumstances with you. You can have tranquility right now, not because you have figured everything out, but because you have decided to trust that I have already figured it out for you. And when your mind and your heart are filled with my peace, you will be able to see what fear has been blocking you from seeing. You will be able to hear what anxiety has been drowning out. You will be able to move forward when panic has been keeping you frozen in place. There are many doors around you that are going to be opened. I need you to hear that again because I know how it feels when you have been knocking on doors and none of them have opened. I know how discouraging it is to try and still hear no. I know how exhausting it is to keep putting yourself out there, keep reaching out, keep asking, keep seeking, and still come up empty-handed. But what you do not see is that I have been closing certain doors on purpose because they were not the right doors for you. I have been redirecting you, even when it felt like rejection. I have been protecting you from opportunities that would have drained you, from connections that would have taken you off course, from paths that looked good on the surface but would have led you away from my best for your life. And now, in this season, I am opening the right doors. The doors that align with my plan. The doors that will not just meet your need, but will position you for the next level of what I am doing in your life. You need to understand that my timing is perfect, even when it does not feel like it. Every closed door you have faced, every rejection you have received, every opportunity that fell through at the last minute, every deal that did not work out the way you hoped, all of it has been part of my protection and my preparation. I was protecting you from settling for less than my best. I was protecting you from people who would have used you. I was protecting you from situations that would have limited you. And I was preparing you for something bigger, something better, something that aligns with the purpose I have for your life. The doors I am opening now are strategic. They are intentional. They are divinely orchestrated. You are not going to have to beg to get in. You are not going to have to manipulate or scheme or compromise to get through. When I open a door, it opens wide. When I make a way, it is clear. When I bring an opportunity, it flows. And you are going to walk through these doors and immediately know that this is from me. You are going to feel it in your spirit. You are going to see my hand all over it. You are going to recognize that this is not just a good opportunity, this is a God opportunity. But I need you to do something. I need you to go and knock on those doors with firmness and decision. I am not asking you to knock timidly, hoping that maybe someone will hear you. I am not asking you to knock hesitantly, half expecting another no. I am commanding you to knock with confidence, with boldness, with the full assurance that I have already gone before you and prepared the way. And when you knock, do not do it out of fear. Do not do it with your head down, with your voice shaking, with your heart pounding in your chest, wondering if you are good enough or qualified enough or ready enough. I will put the words in your mouth. Every single thing you need to say, I will give you. You do not have to rehearse it. You do not have to script it out ahead of time. You do not have to worry that you are going to say the wrong thing or stumble over your words. When you open your mouth, I will fill it. I will give you clarity. I will give you wisdom. I will give you favor in the eyes of the people who hear you. Make the decision right now to move forward. Do not wait until you feel ready. Do not wait until you feel confident. Do not wait until the fear goes away. Make the decision right now, in this moment, to take action, to advance, to step out in faith, even when everything inside of you wants to stay where it is safe. Because here is the truth that fear does not want you to know. The breakthrough is on the other side of the decision. The provision is on the other side of the obedience. The open door is on the other side of the knock. And if you stay immobile because of fear, if you stay frozen in place because you are afraid of what might happen, you will miss what I have already prepared for you. Fear wants you to believe that staying still is safer. But staying still is the most dangerous thing you can do when I am telling you to move. Movement releases momentum. Obedience unlocks blessing. Action activates faith. And your decision to move forward right now is the catalyst that sets everything else in motion. When you rise up and walk, when you take that first step even though your legs are shaking, when you move forward even though you cannot see the full path ahead, the windows of heaven will open over your life. This is not metaphorical. This is not symbolic. I am talking about a real, tangible, measurable release of blessing that you will be able to see and touch and experience in your life. The windows of heaven are not opened by perfection. They are not opened by having everything figured out. They are not opened by being strong enough or smart enough or qualified enough. The windows of heaven are opened by obedience. They are opened when you trust me enough to do what I am telling you to do, even when it does not make sense, even when you do not see how it is going to work, even when everyone around you is telling you that you are crazy for trying. The windows of heaven are not just a crack in the sky. They are floodgates. They are massive portals of blessing. And when they open, when they really open, you do not just get a little trickle of provision. You get a flood. You get a deluge. You get more than you can contain. This is what I am about to do in your life. I am not going to barely meet your need. I am not going to just give you enough to get by. I am going to open the windows of heaven over you and pour out such a blessing that you will not have room enough to receive it. You will have to expand your capacity. You will have to enlarge your vision. You will have to make room for the abundance that is coming your way. I will pour out abundant blessing over you. Not just enough to get by. Not just enough to barely make it. Not just enough to survive until the next crisis hits. Abundant blessing. More than you need. More than you expect. More than you can even imagine right now as you sit in the middle of your lack. I am going to bless you so abundantly that you will look back on this season and wonder why you were ever worried in the first place. You will look back and see my hand in every single detail, in every delay that you thought was denial, in every closed door that you thought was rejection, in every hard season that you thought was punishment. You will see that I was setting you up for this moment, for this blessing, for this breakthrough that is about to flood your life. And when this blessing comes, when this provision manifests, when this abundance shows up in your life, you are going to have a testimony that will encourage countless others. You are going to be able to speak to people who are walking through the valley you just came out of. You are going to be able to tell them with absolute confidence that I am faithful, that I provide, that I keep my promises. Your story is going to give hope to people who have lost hope. Your breakthrough is going to inspire faith in people whose faith is wavering. Your testimony is going to be proof that I am still in the business of doing miracles, still in the business of providing for my children, still in the business of turning impossible situations into testimonies of my goodness and my power. You will harvest provision with full hands. Can you picture that for a moment? I need you to see it in your mind because faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not yet seen. I need you to see yourself standing in the middle of abundant harvest, your hands overflowing, not because you earned it or deserved it or worked hard enough for it, but because I promised it and I keep my promises. You will have so much that you will not even be able to hold it all. It will spill over. It will run down. It will pour out onto the ground around you because my blessing is not a trickle. It is a flood. My provision is not measured and rationed. It is abundant and overflowing. This is the picture I want you to hold in your heart. This is the vision I want you to meditate on. This is the reality I want you to expect. Because when you see it clearly in your spirit, when you hold on to this vision with unwavering faith, when you refuse to let circumstances talk you out of what I have shown you, you position yourself to receive it. Your expectation creates capacity. Your vision makes room. Your faith opens the door for manifestation. You will be free from creditors and debts. I know that burden you have been carrying. I know what it feels like to owe and owe and owe, to feel like you are drowning in obligations, to feel like no matter how hard you work, you can never get ahead, because there is always something else that needs to be paid. I know the shame that comes with debt, the embarrassment of having to avoid phone calls, the stress of juggling payments and trying to decide which bill to pay first. I know how it feels to be trapped in a cycle where you are working just to pay off what you already owe, with nothing left over for yourself, nothing left over for your dreams, nothing left over for the life you actually want to live. But I am breaking that cycle over your life. I am canceling that debt. I am releasing you from that prison. And you are not just going to have enough to pay what you owe. You are going to have more than enough. Debt has been like chains around your ankles, weighing you down, limiting your movement, restricting where you can go and what you can do. It has stolen your peace. It has robbed your joy. It has taken your freedom. And it has made you feel like a slave instead of the free child of God that you are. But I am breaking those chains right now. I am loosing those bonds. I am setting you free from the burden that has been crushing you for too long. And when I set you free, you are free indeed. Not partially free. Not almost free. Completely free. I am going to show you how to manage what I give you with wisdom. I am going to teach you how to steward resources in a way that honors me and blesses you. I am going to give you understanding about finances that you have never had before. You are going to learn how to save. You are going to learn how to invest. You are going to learn how to give. You are going to learn how to live within your means while also believing for increase. And you are going to break generational patterns of poverty and debt. The cycle stops with you. The curse is broken over your life. And your children and your children's children are going to walk in the financial freedom that you are stepping into right now. You will have much more than you expect to distribute, to give, to bless, to sow. This is the part that changes everything. This is the part that shifts you from barely surviving to actually thriving. You are not just going to have enough for yourself. You are going to have so much that you become a conduit of blessing for other people. You are going to be able to give in ways you have never been able to give before. You are going to be able to bless people who have blessed you. You are going to be able to sow into the lives of others. You are going to be able to meet needs that you see around you without having to check your bank account first, without having to hesitate, without having to worry that if you give this away, you will not have enough for yourself. Because when I bless you abundantly, there is always enough. There is always more than enough. And here is what most people do not understand about my economy. In my kingdom, the more you give, the more you receive. The more you sow, the more you reap. The more you bless, the more you are blessed. It is the opposite of how the world operates. The world tells you to hoard, to hold on tight, to protect what you have, to make sure you take care of yourself first before you even think about helping anyone else. But my kingdom operates on a different principle. My kingdom operates on abundance, on overflow, on multiplication. And when you start to live in that reality, when you start to give freely because you trust that I will always provide, something supernatural happens. You will keep harvesting and you will keep sowing. It becomes a cycle, a rhythm, a way of life. You receive, you give, you receive more, you give more. And it does not stop, it does not run out, it does not dry up, because I am the source, and my supply is infinite. Think about how counterintuitive this is. Think about how it goes against everything you have been taught about money and resources and security. The world has taught you that the way to have more is to hold tighter, that the way to be secure is to build bigger walls around what you have, that the way to protect yourself is to look out for number one and make sure you get yours before anyone else gets theirs. But that is a poverty mindset. That is a scarcity mentality. That is the thinking of someone who does not know me as their provider. Because when you know me, when you really know me as the God who owns the cattle on 1,000 hills, as the God who created everything from nothing, as the God who fed 5,000 people with 5 loaves and 2 fish, you realize that there is no shortage in my kingdom. There is no lack in my storehouse. There is no limit to what I can do. And when you tap into that truth, when you really let it sink into your spirit, It changes the way you handle everything. You stop gripping so tightly. You stop panicking when you have to give. You stop calculating whether you can afford to be generous, because you know that the one who is prompting you to give is the same one who is going to multiply what you have left. You know that every seed you sow is a seed that I am going to water, that I am going to cause to grow, that I am going to bring to harvest. And the harvest is always greater than the seed. Always. You do not plant one kernel of corn and get back one kernel of corn. You plant one kernel and you get back a stalk full of ears, each ear full of kernels. That is multiplication. That is my economy. That is how my kingdom works. So when I tell you that you will have more than enough to give, to bless, to sow, I am not just talking about having a little extra that you can spare if you feel like it. I am talking about having such an abundance that giving becomes your lifestyle. Blessing others becomes your joy. Sowing into the kingdom becomes your passion. Because when you live in abundance, when you experience overflow, when you see with your own eyes that I really am taking care of you, it changes something in you. You stop being motivated by fear. You stop being driven by need. You start being motivated by gratitude. You start being driven by love. And you want to give because you have received. You want to bless because you have been blessed. You want to sow because you have seen the harvest in your own life, and you want others to experience what you have experienced. This will be your reality from now forward, every day, every month, every year. I am not talking about a one-time blessing. I am not talking about a temporary surge of provision that gets you through this particular crisis and then leaves you wondering what you are going to do when the next one hits. I am talking about a complete shift in how you live, a total transformation of your relationship with provision and abundance. From this point forward, lack is no longer your story. Scarcity is no longer your identity. Barely getting by is no longer your reality. You are entering into a season of sustained, consistent, abundant provision. And it is not because you finally got your act together. It is not because you finally figured out the formula or unlocked the secret. It is because I have decided to bless you, and nothing can stop what I have decided. So go back and read these words again. Listen to them again. Let them sink deep into your spirit until you understand what I am saying to you. Because I am not just making you feel good for a moment. I am not just trying to encourage you so you can make it through the day. I am speaking truth over your life. I am declaring reality over your situation. I am announcing what is already done in the spiritual realm and is about to manifest in the physical realm. And I need you to align your faith with my word. I need you to stop agreeing with lack and start agreeing with abundance. I need you to stop partnering with fear and start partnering with my promises. Because what you believe matters. What you speak matters. What you expect matters. And when your expectation lines up with my promise, nothing can stop it from coming to pass. You have to do what I am commanding you to do. You have to feed yourself on my written word. You have to advance firmly. And I know that sounds like a lot when you feel weak, when you feel uncertain, when you feel like you barely have enough strength to get through the day, much less to advance firmly into anything. But this is where you have to understand that strength is not something you generate on your own. Strength is something you receive from me. When you feed yourself on my word, when you let my truth saturate your mind and your heart, something happens inside of you. Faith rises, hope is restored, courage awakens, and suddenly you find yourself able to do things that you could not do in your own strength. You find yourself standing firm when everything around you is shaking. You find yourself moving forward when everything inside of you wanted to retreat. It is time for you to wake up. It is time for your faith to ignite. It is time for the fire that has been dormant inside of you to come alive again, because you have been sleeping through your own breakthrough. You have been walking through your days in a fog, going through the motions, surviving but not thriving, existing but not truly living. And I am shaking you awake right now. I am calling you out of that sleepy, defeated, resigned place. I am reminding you that you were not created to just survive. You were created to thrive, to flourish, to walk in abundance, to live in victory. And the plan I have had for you for a long time is accelerating right now. It is speeding up. It is coming into focus. Things that have been delayed are about to happen quickly. Doors that have been closed are about to fly open. Opportunities that you thought you missed are about to circle back around. You have been in a season of waiting, and I know how hard that has been. I know how difficult it is to keep believing when you do not see anything changing. I know how exhausting it is to hold on to hope when day after day looks the same. I know how tempting it is to give up, to let go, to stop believing that anything good is ever going to happen. But I need you to know that the waiting has not been wasted. Every single day that you have endured, every single moment that you have held on, every single time you chose to trust me, even when you could not see the way forward, it has all been building toward this moment. Nothing has been wasted. Nothing has been lost. Nothing has been in vain. The waiting has been developing patience in you. It has been strengthening your character. It has been deepening your faith. It has been teaching you to depend on me in ways you never had to before. And now, in this season, all of that preparation is about to pay off. The seed that has been planted in the darkness is about to break through the soil. The promise that has been growing in secret is about to be revealed. The breakthrough that has been building in the spiritual realm is about to manifest in the physical realm. And you are going to see that the timing was perfect, that the delay was intentional, that the wait was worth it. Leave behind every memory of defeat. Leave behind every reminder of the times you failed, the times you fell short, the times you tried and it did not work out. Those memories are anchors trying to keep you stuck in the past, and I am cutting those ropes right now. I am severing those ties. I am releasing you from the weight of what has already happened so that you can move freely into what is about to happen, and leave behind all the guilt, all the shame, all the condemnation that has been whispering that you do not deserve good things, that you have made too many mistakes, that you have blown too many chances, that you are disqualified from my blessing. That is a lie. That is the voice of the enemy trying to keep you from receiving what I have already prepared for you. You are not disqualified. You are chosen. You are loved. You are mine, and nothing you have done or failed to do can change that. Decide to persist. Decide to fight daily. Decide that you are not going to quit, no matter what comes against you, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how long it takes. Because persistence is the key that unlocks breakthrough. Persistence is what keeps you in the game long enough to see the victory. Most people quit right before the miracle. Most people give up right before the door opens. Most people walk away right before the harvest comes in. But you are not most people. You are my child. You carry my DNA. You have my nature inside of you, and my nature does not quit. My nature does not give up. My nature perseveres, endures, overcomes, conquers. That is who you are. That is what is inside of you. And when you tap into that, when you connect with that identity, you will find a strength you did not know you had. I have watched you fight battles that would have destroyed other people. I have seen you stand when everything around you was crumbling. I have observed you hold on when every logical reason said to let go. And I want you to know that I am proud of you. I am proud of your perseverance. I am proud of your determination. I am proud of the fact that you are still here, still standing, still believing, still trusting me even when the breakthrough has taken longer than you hoped. That persistence is not going unrewarded. That faithfulness is not going unnoticed. That endurance is not going unrecognized. I see it. I see you. And I am about to reward your persistence with provision that exceeds anything you have imagined. Do not pay attention to the rumors and the attacks of the people. There will always be voices trying to tear you down, trying to discourage you, trying to convince you that you are not going to make it. There will always be people who are threatened by your potential, intimidated by your faith, bothered by your determination. They will talk, they will criticize, they will question, they will judge. And if you give their voices power, if you let their opinions determine your next move, you will stay stuck where you are. But if you tune them out, if you refuse to give them access to your mind and your heart, if you keep your eyes fixed on me and your ears tuned to my voice, their words will fall to the ground powerless. Forgive, move on, forget, advance. This is the rhythm I am calling you into. When someone wrongs you, forgive quickly. When someone hurts you, release them quickly. When someone betrays you, let it go quickly. Not because what they did was okay, but because holding on to it will poison you. Unforgiveness is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. It does not hurt them. It hurts you. And I do not want you carrying that weight. I do not want you dragging that baggage into the new season I am bringing you into. So forgive. Not for their sake, but for yours. And then move on. Do not camp out in the place of pain. Do not set up residence in the place of offense. Keep moving. Keep advancing. Keep putting one foot in front of the other. And forget. Not in the sense that you pretend it never happened, but in the sense that you refuse to let it define you. Refuse to let it hold you back. Refuse to let it steal your future. My words will be your shield. Every promise I have spoken over you, every truth I have declared about you, every blessing I have released over your life will act as a shield protecting you from the attacks of the enemy. When he tries to remind you of your past, my word will deflect it. When he tries to convince you that you are not enough, my word will silence him. When he tries to plant doubt in your mind about whether I am really going to come through for you, my word will stand as evidence that I have never failed you and I am not going to start now. You have to know my word. You have to hide it in your heart. You have to speak it out loud. Because my word is not just information. My word is power. My word is life. My word is a weapon in your hand. Your faith will be like a sword. Faith is not passive. Faith is not just believing nice things and hoping for the best. Faith is active. Faith is aggressive. Faith takes ground. Faith advances. Faith fights. And when you take hold of faith, when you wield it like a sword, you become dangerous to the kingdom of darkness. You become a threat to every plan the enemy has against you. Because faith releases my power into your situation. Faith opens the door for my intervention. Faith creates the atmosphere for miracles. And when you walk in faith, when you speak in faith, when you act in faith, things begin to shift in the spiritual realm. Strongholds begin to crumble. Chains begin to break. Doors begin to open. And obstacles that looked immovable begin to fall. I will help you to carve a path in the middle of the obstacles you might face. Notice I did not say I will remove all the obstacles. I did not say you will never face difficulty again. I said I will help you carve a path through them. Because sometimes the obstacle is part of the process. Sometimes the difficulty is developing something in you that you are going to need on the other side. Sometimes the resistance you are facing is actually strengthening your faith, sharpening your discernment, deepening your dependence on me. And instead of asking me to remove it, what you need is to ask me to show you how to navigate it. And I will. I will give you strategy. I will give you wisdom. I will give you strength. I will give you everything you need to push through, to break through, to make a way where there seems to be no way. Decide to persevere. I give you the strength to fight. I am speaking it over you right now. I am releasing it into your spirit. Strength that does not come from you. Strength that comes from me. Supernatural strength. Divine strength. The kind of strength that does not make sense based on what you have been through or how long you have been fighting. You should be exhausted. You should be depleted. You should be ready to give up. But instead, you are going to find yourself standing strong, pushing forward, refusing to quit. And people are going to look at you and wonder how you are still going, how you are still believing, how you are still standing. And you are going to know that it is not you. It is me in you. It is my strength holding you up. It is my power working through you. I promised you. And my promises are not like human promises that can be broken, that can be forgotten, that can change depending on the circumstances or someone's mood. When I promise something, it is as good as done. It is already finished in the spiritual realm. It is just a matter of time before it manifests in the physical realm. And I have promised you that nothing will be lacking. I have promised you abundant provision. I have promised you open doors. I have promised you freedom from debt. I have promised you overflow. And every single promise I have made is yes and amen. Not maybe. Not if you are good enough. Not if you do everything right. Yes. Amen. Done. Settled. Guaranteed. My word does not return to me void. When I speak, it accomplishes what I intend. When I declare something, it comes to pass. When I promise something, it happens. And I have declared over your life that nothing will be lacking. I have spoken it. I have established it. I have set it in motion. And now it is just a matter of time before you see it with your own eyes, touch it with your own hands, experience it in your own life. But even before you see it in the natural, it already exists in the spirit. Even before it shows up in your bank account, it is already released from heaven. Even before the door opens in front of you, it is already unlocked by my hand. This is why I keep telling you to feed yourself on my word. Because my word is not just a book full of nice stories and good advice. My word is alive. My word is active. My word is powerful. My word creates. My word heals. My word delivers. My word provides. And when you fill your mind with my word, when you saturate your heart with my promises, when you speak my truth over your situation, you are releasing creative power into your circumstances. You are calling things that are not as though they were. You are agreeing with heaven instead of agreeing with hell. You are partnering with my plan instead of partnering with the enemy's lies. I have heard the cries of your heart. Every single prayer you have prayed, even the ones you could not put into words. I have heard them. Every single tear you have cried, I have collected them. Every single moment of desperation when you did not know how you were going to make it through, I was right there with you. I have never left you. I have never abandoned you. I have never turned my back on you, even when it felt like I was silent, even when it felt like I was distant, even when it felt like I was not listening. I was there. I was working. I was moving pieces into place. I was preparing things behind the scenes that you could not see. And now, you are about to see the fruit of all that preparation. You are about to experience the breakthrough that I have been building toward all along. There is help coming for you. Not someday. Not eventually. Not in some distant future when you finally figure everything out. Right now. Help is on the way. Relief is coming. The answer is coming. The provision is coming. And it is going to come from places you did not expect. It is going to come through people you did not anticipate. It is going to come in ways that surprise you, that amaze you, that remind you that I am not limited by your circumstances or your connections or your resources. I can make a way out of nothing. I can open doors that do not even exist yet. I can bring opportunities into your life that were not there yesterday. Because I am God, and nothing is impossible for me. I am going to give you everything you have been waiting for, everything you have been praying for, everything you have been believing for. It is not going to be piece by piece, little by little, just barely enough to get by. It is going to be abundant. It is going to be more than enough. It is going to exceed your expectations. And when it happens, when you look around and see how far you have come, when you realize that the lack you were in is no longer your reality, when you have resources in your hand to not only take care of yourself but to bless others, you are going to know beyond any shadow of doubt that it was me. You are going to know that you could not have done this on your own. You are going to know that this was divine intervention, supernatural provision, the hand of God moving in your life. I want you to start living like someone who is about to receive a massive breakthrough. Not arrogantly, not presumptuously, but expectantly. Start walking with your head up. Start talking with confidence. Start making decisions based on where you are going, not where you have been. Because when you live in expectation, when you position yourself for the blessing, when you prepare your life for the increase, you are creating space for what I am about to do. You are making room for the overflow. You are getting ready to receive. Too many of my children are living in the mindset of lack, even while they are praying for abundance. They are asking me for more, while they are complaining about not having enough. They are seeking breakthrough while they are speaking defeat. And their words are working against their prayers. Their mindset is canceling out their faith. Their confession is contradicting their petition. But I am teaching you a different way. I am showing you how to align everything in your life with what I have promised. Your thoughts, your words, your expectations, your decisions. All of it needs to line up with my word, with my promise, with my plan. When you wake up in your season, when you start to think like someone who serves a God of abundance, when you begin to speak like someone who has a provider who never fails, everything shifts. The atmosphere around you changes. The opportunities that come to you change. The favor that follows you changes. Because you are no longer operating from a poverty mindset. You are operating from a kingdom mindset. And in my kingdom, there is always more than enough. The needs you have today are already met. You just have not seen the manifestation yet. But in the spiritual realm, it is already done. The answer is already released. The provision is already on its way. And your job is not to figure out how it is going to happen. Your job is not to stress about the timing or the method or the source. Your job is to trust me, to keep your faith strong, to keep your eyes on me, and to keep moving forward. Because when you do that, when you walk in faith and obedience, everything else falls into place. The right doors open, the right people show up, the right opportunities present themselves, and what looked impossible suddenly becomes reality. I am making a path for you where you could not see a path. I am opening a way where you could not see a way. I am providing a solution where you thought there was no solution. And you are going to walk through this season and look back and see my fingerprints all over it. You are going to see how I orchestrated every single detail, how I connected every single dot, how I turned every single setback into a setup for something greater. And you are going to worship me in a way you have never worshiped me before, because you will have experienced firsthand that I am faithful, that I am good, that I am able, that I am enough. Do not let your heart be troubled about what is happening around you. The world is noisy. The circumstances are loud. The voices of fear and doubt and worry are screaming for your attention. But underneath all of that noise, there is my voice, steady and calm and sure, speaking peace over your life, speaking provision over your situation, speaking victory over your future. And if you will tune out the noise and tune into my voice, if you will quiet your mind and your heart long enough to hear what I am saying, you will find the strength to stand, the courage to move forward, the faith to believe that everything is going to be okay because I am in control. The world will try to convince you that you need to worry. The news will try to convince you that you need to panic. The statistics will try to convince you that you need to be afraid. But I am telling you that you do not need to let any of that determine your peace or your perspective. Yes, there are challenges in the world. Yes, there are difficulties in the economy. Yes, there are obstacles that other people are facing. But you are not like other people. You are my child. And I take care of my children in ways that defy natural logic. I provide for my children in ways that do not make sense to the world. I open doors for my children that are closed to everyone else. So while the world is panicking, you can have peace. While everyone else is worrying about how they are going to make it, you can rest in the confidence that I am your provider. While others are scrambling and stressing and struggling, you can walk in the calm assurance that your God has never failed you and He is not going to start now. This is not denial. This is not ignorance. This is faith. This is trust. This is knowing who your source is and refusing to let circumstances shake what you know to be true about my character. I am your provider, not your job, not your skills, not your network, not your hustle. Me. I am the source. I am the supply. I am the one who makes a way when there is no way. I am the one who multiplies what you have in your hand. I am the one who opens doors that no man can shut. And when you anchor your trust in me, when you stop looking to everything and everyone else and fix your eyes on me as your source, everything changes. The pressure lifts. The anxiety fades. The fear loses its grip. Because you realize that as long as you have me, you have everything you need. I am aware of every detail of your situation. Nothing has caught me off guard. Nothing has surprised me. Nothing is too complicated for me to handle. I see the whole picture. I know every variable. I understand every factor that is in play. And I have already calculated the solution. I have already planned the rescue. I have already set in motion everything that needs to happen for you to come out of this, not just okay, but better than before. So stop carrying the weight of trying to figure it all out. Stop running scenarios in your head. Stop trying to come up with plan B and plan C in case plan A does not work. Trust me. Trust that I have this. Trust that I know what I am doing. Trust that my plan is better than anything you could come up with on your own. When you call on me, I am here. Not later. Not eventually. Not after you prove yourself or clean yourself up or get your life together. Right now. In this moment. I am here. I am listening. I am paying attention. I am ready to move on your behalf. And when you cry out to me in desperation, when you reach the end of yourself and you have nothing left to give, that is when I step in with my strength, with my power, with my provision, because I do not need you to have it all together. I do not need you to be strong enough or smart enough or capable enough. All I need is for you to need me. All I need is for you to reach for me. All I need is for you to open your heart to me, and I will do the rest. I open the doors of my heart to you. Every time you come to me, no matter what state you are in, no matter what you have done or failed to do, the doors of my heart are wide open to you. You do not have to clean yourself up first. You do not have to get your act together before you approach me. You do not have to wait until you feel worthy enough or good enough. Come as you are, broken, messy, desperate, confused, afraid. Come just as you are, and I will meet you right where you are. I will not turn you away. I will not reject you. I will not condemn you. I will embrace you. I will receive you. I will welcome you into my presence, and I will give you exactly what you need. When I see you on your knees, my eyes look at you with tenderness, not with disappointment, not with frustration, not with anger, with tenderness, with compassion, with love. Because I see your heart. I see your struggle. I see how hard you have been trying. I see how much you have been carrying. And I am not harsh with you. I am not critical of you. I am gentle with you. I am patient with you. I am kind to you. And when you humble yourself before me, when you come to me with open hands and an open heart, admitting that you need me, admitting that you cannot do this on your own, my grace covers you. My mercy meets you. My love surrounds you. Even when you have to walk through paths of danger and bitterness, even when the road ahead looks dark and uncertain, even when you cannot see how you are going to make it through, my presence will light your life in the middle of all darkness. You are not walking alone. You are not navigating this by yourself. I am with you every single step of the way, and where I am, there is light. Where I am, there is hope. Where I am, there is peace. So even when everything around you is dark, even when the circumstances are overwhelming, even when the future looks bleak, my presence in your life will be a lamp to your feet and a light to your path. I will show you the next step. I will guide you through the darkness. I will lead you to safety. Before you were planted in your mother's womb, I already knew you. I knew your name. I knew your face. I knew your personality. I knew your gifts. I knew your calling. I knew everything about you before you took your first breath. I chose the exact time and the exact day you would be born. Nothing about your existence is accidental. Nothing about your life is random. You are here on purpose, for a purpose. And I have been involved in every single detail of your life from the very beginning. When I created you, I did not create you to live in lack. I did not create you to struggle and scrape and barely survive. I created you to live in abundance, to walk in blessing, to experience my goodness in tangible ways. And everything I created you to be, everything I designed you to do, everything I planned for your life, it all requires provision. It requires resources. It requires favor. It requires open doors. And I have already made provision for all of it. Before you ever needed it, I had already released it. Before you ever asked for it, I had already prepared it. Before you ever worried about it, I had already taken care of it. Your problem has not been that I have not provided. Your problem has been that you have not always recognized my provision. You have been looking for it to come in one way, and I have been sending it in another. You have been expecting it to look one way, and I have been delivering it in a different package. You have been waiting for a specific door to open, and I have been opening a different door that is actually better for you. And sometimes you have walked right past my provision because it did not look like what you expected it to look like. But I am teaching you now to recognize my hand. I am opening your eyes to see my movement. I am tuning your spirit to recognize my provision no matter what form it takes. Nothing that happens to you occurs without my will or my approval. That does not mean I cause every bad thing that happens, but it does mean that nothing touches you without passing through my hands first. And if I allow it, it is because I'm going to use it. I am going to redeem it. I am going to turn it into something good. You might not like what I am doing in your life right now. You might not understand it. You might not agree with it. But one day you will look back and you will see that I was working for your good the whole time. You will see that I was strengthening you, growing you, preparing you for something better. You will see that my plan all along was to lift you to a higher level of life, a higher level of faith, a higher level of surrender. I want to put my shining sword in your hands. I want to equip you to speak my word with authority, to pray with power, to stand with confidence. And I want to use you to do miracles, not just to receive miracles, but to be a conduit through which miracles flow to other people. I want your words to carry weight. I want your prayers to move heaven. I want your faith to shift atmospheres. And when you speak my word, when you declare my promises, when you stand in faith, I want amazing miracles to happen around you. People will be healed, situations will be transformed, lives will be changed, and you will know that it is not you doing it. It is me working through you. You do not have to feel or believe that you do not deserve what I want to do in you. Stop that. Stop disqualifying yourself. Stop talking yourself out of the blessing. Stop believing the lie that you are not good enough or worthy enough or spiritual enough for me to use you. Enough of that. Look at yourself the way I see you. See yourself as you really are. A child of the Almighty God. A valiant warrior, full of strength, determined, victorious. That is your identity. That is who you are in me. And when you start to see yourself that way, when you start to believe that about yourself, everything changes. You start to walk differently. You start to talk differently. You start to carry yourself differently. You start to step into the fullness of who you were created to be. The enemy has been working overtime to convince you that you are disqualified. He has been replaying your failures in your mind like a broken record. He has been reminding you of every mistake you have ever made, every wrong turn you have ever taken, every time you have fallen short. And he has been using those memories as evidence that you do not deserve my blessing, that you are not worthy of my provision, that you should not expect anything good to happen to you. But I am here to tell you that the enemy is a liar. He has always been a liar. And everything he has been whispering to you about your unworthiness is a lie. My blessing is not based on your performance. My provision is not contingent on your perfection. My favor is not earned by your good behavior. All of it flows from my grace. All of it comes from my love. All of it is a gift, not a reward. And you do not have to qualify for a gift. You do not have to earn something that is freely given. You do not have to prove yourself worthy of something that I have already decided to give you simply because you are my child and I love you. So stop letting the enemy use your past to disqualify you from your future. Stop agreeing with his accusations. Stop partnering with his lies. Start seeing yourself the way I see you. Clean, forgiven, redeemed, restored, qualified, chosen, blessed. That is who you are in me. Not because of what you have done, but because of what I have done for you. Not because you earned it, but because I gave it. Not because you deserve it, but because I decided it. Believe it. Believe that you are strong. Believe that you are capable. Believe that you are equipped. Believe that you are anointed. Believe that you are chosen. Believe that you are loved. This is the result of receiving and accepting my love. When you truly receive my love, when you let it sink deep into your soul, when you stop performing for it and start resting in it, it transforms you from the inside out. You stop living from a place of fear and insecurity. You start living from a place of confidence and peace. You stop striving to prove yourself. You start resting in who you already are. You stop trying to earn my approval. You start enjoying the reality that you already have it. You are not destined for defeat. Let that sink in. You are not destined to fail. You are not destined to struggle. You are not destined to barely get by. You are destined for victory. You are destined for breakthrough. You are destined for abundance. You are destined for overflow. And after these tribulations that you will overcome with your faith, the beautiful blessing of victory is waiting for you. The struggle you are in right now is not your final destination. It is just a chapter. It is just a season. It is just a moment in the larger story I am writing with your life. And the next chapter is going to be so good. The next season is going to be so blessed. The next moment is going to be so full of joy and peace and abundance that you will barely remember the pain of this one. I need you to understand that victory is not just about getting through the struggle. Victory is about coming out of the struggle better than you were when you went in. It is about being transformed by the trial instead of just surviving it. It is about allowing the pressure to produce something in you that could not have been produced any other way. Because the truth is, the version of you that is about to walk into the abundance I have prepared could not handle it without going through what you are going through right now. The character that is being developed in you during this season of lack is essential for the season of abundance that is coming. If I gave you overflow right now before the process was complete, you might waste it, you might misuse it, you might take it for granted. But after you have walked through this valley, after you have experienced what it feels like to not know where your next provision is coming from, after you have learned to trust me in the middle of uncertainty, you will handle abundance differently. You will value it more. You will steward it better. You will appreciate it deeper. And you will use it the way I intended it to be used, not just for yourself, but to bless others who are going through what you went through. This is why I keep telling you that nothing has been wasted. Every tear you have cried has been preparing you for the testimony you are about to have. Every sleepless night you have endured has been equipping you to encourage someone else who is lying awake, worrying about their situation. Every moment of doubt that you pushed through has been strengthening you to speak life to someone whose faith is wavering. You are not just going through this for yourself. You are going through this for everyone whose life you are going to touch with your story. And when you come out on the other side, when you are standing in the abundance that I have promised, when you are living in the overflow that I have decreed, you are going to look back at this season and say it was worth it. You are going to see how I used every single thing the enemy meant for evil and turned it into good. You are going to recognize that the delay was not denial, it was development. The closed doors were not rejection, they were redirection. The struggle was not punishment, it was preparation. And you are going to worship me with a depth of gratitude and a level of passion that you could never have had if you had not walked through the valley to get to the mountaintop. Nothing will be lacking. I started with that promise, and I am ending with it, because I need you to carry this truth with you. I need you to meditate on it. I need you to speak it over yourself. I need you to believe it with every fiber of your being. Nothing will be lacking, not your provision, not your strength, not your wisdom, not your courage, not your resources, not your opportunities, nothing. Because I am your God, and I do not do lack. I do abundance. I do overflow. I do more than enough. And everything I am, everything I have, everything I can do is available to you as my child. Think about what that means. Everything I am the creator of the universe. I spoke galaxies into existence. I set the stars in their places. I hung the moon in the sky. I established the laws of nature. I formed mountains and carved out oceans. And all of that power, all of that creative ability, all of that limitless resource is available to you. Not because you are special in yourself, but because you are mine. You are my child. You are my beloved. And what father withholds good things from his children? Everything I have. I own the cattle on 1,000 hills. The silver is mine and the gold is mine. Every resource on earth belongs to me. Every opportunity that exists is under my authority. Every door that could open is under my control. And all of it is accessible to you because you are my child. You have access to my storehouse. You have access to my provision. You have access to my abundance. And I am not stingy with my children. I am not reluctant to provide. I do not give grudgingly or sparingly. I give generously. I give abundantly. I give with joy. Everything I can do. There is nothing impossible for me. I part seas. I stop the sun in the sky. I make water come from rocks. I feed multitudes with a few loaves and fish. I heal the sick. I raise the dead. I turn water into wine. I calm storms with a word. And every single one of those abilities, every miracle I have ever performed, every supernatural intervention I have ever demonstrated, all of it is available to you in your situation. I can do in your life what I have done throughout history. I can part the Red Sea in your finances. I can make water come from the rock of your impossible situation. I can multiply the little you have until it feeds the need you are facing. Nothing is too hard for me. So stop worrying. Stop stressing. Stop losing sleep over what you do not have. Stop running calculations trying to figure out how you are going to make it. Stop looking at your bank account and panicking. Stop staring at your bills and despairing. Stop measuring your situation by natural means. Because your provision is not coming from natural means. Your breakthrough is not coming through natural channels. Your abundance is not limited to what you can see or calculate or figure out. Your provision is coming from a supernatural source. Your breakthrough is being released from heaven. Your abundance is being poured out from my unlimited storehouse. Fix your eyes on me, not on your circumstances, not on your limitations, not on your lack, on me. Keep your focus on who I am, on what I have promised, on what I am able to do. When you fix your eyes on me, your perspective shifts. What looked impossible starts to look possible. What looked hopeless starts to look hopeful. What looked like an ending starts to look like a new beginning. Because when you see me clearly, when you really see me for who I am, you realize that nothing is impossible, nothing is too hard, nothing is beyond my ability to fix. Trust my promise. I have promised you that nothing will be lacking. I have promised you abundant provision. I have promised you open doors. I have promised you freedom from debt. I have promised you overflow. And every single word I have spoken is true. Every promise I have made is certain. Every declaration I have released is guaranteed. My word does not fail. My promises do not expire. My truth does not change. So trust it. Stand on it. Build your life on it. Let it be the foundation that holds you steady when everything else is shaking. Walk in faith, not in sight, not in feelings, not in circumstances. In faith. Faith that believes what I have said even when you cannot see it yet. Faith that trusts my character even when you cannot trace my hand. Faith that stands on my word even when your situation contradicts it. Faith that expects breakthrough even when everything around you says it is impossible. This is the kind of faith that moves mountains. This is the kind of faith that parts seas. This is the kind of faith that releases miracles. And this is the kind of faith I'm calling you to walk in right now. And as you do, as you fix your eyes on me, as you trust my promise, as you walk in faith, watch what happens. Watch as I prove myself faithful in your life over and over and over again. Watch as doors open that you did not even knock on. Watch as provision shows up from sources you never expected. Watch as opportunities present themselves that you could never have created on your own. Watch as I move in ways that leave you speechless, that drop you to your knees in worship, that remind you beyond any shadow of doubt that I am God and I am good and I am faithful and I keep my promises. Amen. If this message touched your heart, share it with someone who needs to hear these words right now. Type Amen in the comments to receive this blessing. Let this word go forth and bring hope to every person who is struggling with lack, who is worried about provision, who is wondering how they are going to make it through. God is speaking directly to you in this moment, reminding you that He is your provider, that He sees your need, that He has already released the answer, and that nothing will be lacking in your life. Share this message. Spread this hope. Let others know that God has not forgotten them, that He is aware of their situation, and that breakthrough is on the way. Your obedience to share could be the very thing that encourages someone to hold on for one more day, to believe for one more moment, to trust God for one more miracle. Type Amen and be blessed.